Hi, I'm Arthur, and it's been a hell of a year, eh? It's been a quick rise, but I don't think I'll ever get used to this. See, I started posting these videos in about February, if my math is correct, and I have seen a bunch of success from this. There's so many of you around now, and I'm genuinely shocked at how well this is going. So I thought I'd make a video to discuss it. Now this isn't going to interrupt the regularly scheduled content. It's more just a video of me waxing poetic, fresh after the New Year's, and also give you a few announcements about the channel going forward. So I'll get the dry stuff out of the way for people who just want to see the silly meme videos and don't care about me being a blubbering child. So one, I'm gonna shift my content release schedule just a little bit. I've been doing some research, and due to my schedule, it would actually be better to move things just a little. How it's gonna be for a little bit of a test for maybe a month, and then we'll see where we go from there, is I'm going to upload on Thursdays and Saturdays now, as opposed to Thursdays and Tuesdays. I do a lot of in-person stuff on Wednesday and am busy in the evenings of every other weekday, so I feel like having these days be the ones that I shift my release schedule to might make things a little bit easier for me in the long run, at least from like a mentality perspective from the workflow. Alongside that, I'm going to be trying to make my videos just a little bit longer. I feel I've not been putting in the maximum amount of effort I can spare for these, and a lot of this is probably due to YouTube Shorts. Shorts were super fun, and I had a lot of fun making them. Also, they have made me better at video editing as a whole, but there was a bit of a stop-start kind of grind to them where I had to always get one or two done on a day. I felt like I was kind of wasting time. Now, they are easy to make, don't get it twisted. I'm not complaining about, oh, woe is me, baby has to make YouTube videos. But when you have that kind of ADHD that I do, having that task that needs to be done every day, it's the only thing you can kind of focus on. So getting other work done was very difficult on some days. And I found after about 2 weeks of it, I was having a lot of issues focusing, as I mentioned on other content. So I'm taking a break from them for now. I think they serve their purpose, and I'm gonna make them again in the future. I'm gonna go back to daily uploads at the latest in a month. I just want to take a 2-week to a month break for now. So because they are gone, I'm gonna aim to make more videos that are closer to 15+ minutes long. Now, this is a bold claim, but I do want to try. I've been making a lot more 8 to 9 minute videos than I would have wanted, so let's just see if I can swing for it, right? Next up is I am genuinely excited to continue the Meet the Chapters series, but I'm going to take a break from them once I finish Meet the Chapters Season 2. I will still do 2 videos a week, but I'll be covering a bunch of miscellaneous stuff, you know? Like every other YouTuber under the sun has been doing, just so I can catch up on my research. Though, as a heads up, once we meet the 1-year mark for the Meet the Chapters series that's going on for paid members, I'm likely going to release them all as a singular video of all 20 parts in one instead of just re-releasing the content 1 video per week. I feel like that'd be a cheap way to generate a weekly release, you know? So this leads me to a question. What would you guys want to see for a season 4 of Meet the Chapters? Like the theme of the 20 Space Marine Legions I can cover. I have a few ideas, like Ultima Founding only chapters, or flip-flopped chapters where I cover Loyalist Space Marine chapters that turned traitor and went to chaos, or supposed Loyalist traitor gene stock that exists today, like the Covenant of Fire and the like. There are a few specific chapters that I want to cover in depth, but I will dig into them more and more before we get to them. So, what do you all think? What theme should it be? With all that out of the way, what does that leave us with? Not much. Or maybe it leaves us with just enough. So because it's a new year, I'll open up a bit. This YouTube channel has begun to mean a lot to me, and I know it's like that with a lot of folk, but okay, so at the beginning of this year, I was working a dead-end job, call center shit. It wasn't fun selling moving containers for a lovely company that I will not name. It was a job I've been at for a little over 2 years. And due to some recent policy changes, it become one of the hardest jobs for me to kind of work with. Around February, I started making videos. There was some downtime in between calls, so I'd make content while I was working, balancing work with this as a hobby because I worked long-ass hours, consistently 12-hour shifts, in order to make do for my rent, my student loan payments, and a few other expenses, as well as save some cash on the side, which I wasn't making much progress on. But it was a job. Eventually, the job came to a breaking point alongside other tragedies I had to deal with. I won't go too in-depth because I like to keep my personal shit personal, but my dad ended up getting sick, very sick in fact, and I volunteered to go help him with his life while he was undergoing treatments. That basically was me splitting wood and mending fences. See, he's a stubborn old goat and refused to stop being physically active even when it was doctor's orders, so I went to help him as much as I could. So that ate up a lot of my free time alongside working, so I found myself kind of fraying at the edges. Balancing my hobbies, my work, and helping my dad is a bit too much for me, so I ended up leaving my job in search of another. But there was one thing I noticed. When I left my job and went full-time with a fixed schedule for YouTube, just because that was the only thing I had to do in the run of a day, my views started to go up and my subscribers started to go up. I got monetized and I decided to sit it out. God bless my partner. They are a crazy sort, and I remember having an anxiety attack in a Discord call with them, and they straight up broke down my analytics with me to tell me straight, hey, you're seeing good growth, you should pursue this. They have been very supportive of me, and I really appreciate them for that. So realistically, you have them to blame for this. Just saying. Nothing really felt as surreal as the time I got my first YouTube paycheck after that. It wasn't much, but it was way more than I was expecting. See, I was assuming something that was like below $200 just because I had no frame of reference. But no, I got something under $800 in terms of like payment that came at the same time as my last pay for my work, and it inspired me enough to pay the next 2 months rent ahead of time for where I'm living and make a deal with myself. If I couldn't survive and make enough money to live off of YouTube alone within those 2 months, then I'd start looking for a new job. Now, I did do odd jobs to make ends meet, as you all kind of have to at some point in your life. I have a wide skill set, don't you know? Contract work with other family members, construction, security, and whatnot, but I did what I could to survive, and here I am, making about as much as I would have if I stayed at that job at the beginning of the year, plus a little bit more depending on sponsors. And I'm enjoying every second of it. And on top of that, my dad is actually significantly better now. He made an almost 100% improvement and is no longer in need of any help. So things did end up looking up for me. So I think it's fair to say that, if not the best, 2023 is probably the most significant year of my life. Because I found a career I can enjoy. Maybe I'm being too melodramatic, and maybe just melodramatic enough. I'll let you decide, and thanks for sticking around. I enjoy talking about my silly giant men in armor, though I know some of you would want me to talk about other things for once. And don't worry, I'm digging into Eldar and other alien races more often to kind of get a better idea of them. 2024 is going to probably be the first year I do this as my job for the entirety of the year, and I kind of want to see where it goes from there. Don't get me wrong, I have no delusions that this is gonna last forever. Nothing gold can last, as they say. I sure shit am gonna enjoy the ride until then. Thanks again for riding it out with me and showing your support. I promise I'm gonna try to make my content as good as humanly possible and as funny as humanly possible. So, as per the usual, thanks to my channel members for supporting me. You're one of the reasons why I can actually do this as a job and enjoy my life and be able to support my friends and family. Alongside that, if you want to support me as well as gain access to additional content, then become a channel member today. Alongside that, open up a Ko-Fi or a coffee. If you want to support me more directly, then, I don't know, donate there if you want to. There's no obligation, but it would be appreciated. Thanks again for watching, and I hope to be doing this for a while. Until next time.